Gabby here, and today I'm actually in the video because I actually got a message from someone that was kind of just like, how come we don't ever see you? So I thought I would try just, having a little bit of myself around, because I guess you guys do just kind of see these hands that are always talking about these craft supplies. So hopefully this works out. So today I'm talking about the Tim Holtz stamp platform. I was really excited about this because if you've watched one of my other videos, I have the Hampton Art stamp tool, and I really like that one. So I wanted to take a look at this one, and I know there's been a lot of different opinions about all of the different stamp platforms. Personally, I use what I like using, and that's just the bottom line. So this was one that I was interested in. I remember watching the review at CHA, or the demo at CHA, and I really was excited to see what it was all about. So if you take a look, you can see I'm going to actually do the unboxing on this one, and as always, I'm just trying to rip it open. I didn't have a tool handy, which you would think I would. So as we're looking at it now, it's packaged really nicely, and I liked the size of just the packaging itself. I thought that was pretty nice. So we have the platform in there. I didn't see instructions anywhere, but again, if you've watched the video, you're pretty familiar with how this all works. So it's a very nice size. I also checked the styrofoam there. There's nothing back there. Don't be like me. Don't just keep pulling. There's nothing there. So now getting into the platform itself, it has a base on the bottom that is like a craft foam almost sort of grip. So that's really nice. So if you're stamping, you don't have to worry about it sliding around on you or anything. And that was me there checking to see what the dimensions were. So I'm going to grab that again. Got it handy here. So just to give you an idea of scale, this is how big it is. The measurements for this are 8.5 inches by 9.5 inches. So your stamping area is 8.5 by 8.5 on the inside, and then the top is 9.5, and then the side is 11.5. So the magnets in there it comes with 2 magnets, just like the other stamping platforms. This one actually says Tonic Studios on it, which I thought was kind of cool. So there's 2 of those in there, and your little ruler for measuring where you are on the paper is actually recessed into the plastic, so it's kind of sitting in a little well, so you don't have to worry about ever kind of knocking against it or pulling it off. It's actually in the plastic. So I was actually checking my Stamp Perfect tool right there to see it has a non-slip base like that on the bottom as well. So there are really no instructions, and for me, just from watching, I thought, let me just try opening it and then pulling it off. It's actually really simple. So that's very easy to do, is turning it from the clear platform to the rubber platform, which is one of the things that makes this tool a little bit different. It comes with just a reversible lid to do your clear stamps and your rubber stamps. So in this video, I'm going to go through doing some clear stamps and then doing some rubber stamps so that I can give a really well-rounded review. So if you look at it, it shows you on the top what side you're using. So if you see clear and you're reading it the correct way, then that means you're going to put your regular clear acrylic stamps on there, and that's the smooth side of the platform. On the other side, when you take it out and turn it over, it says rubber, and then there's a little bit of texture on the grid there, and that's if you're doing your rubber stamping. So it's very user-friendly. It's very easy to see exactly what you're doing. Also, the platform, the surface itself that your paper goes on and your magnets go on, is very easy to clean because I get ink everywhere. I'm a very messy stamper. In fact, at one point in this video, I stamped my hand with ink. Because there's ink everywhere whenever I stamp. So I'm going to start by doing a rubber stamp here. This is a stamp from the greeting farm. It's a super cute stamp set they had with a bunch of flowers and like little girls with floral patterns and stuff. It was really, really cute. So that one is my first one that I'm using, and I did here do a little bit of extra pressing, and I thought about it, and I didn't really want to do that, but it was too late. I'd already done it. But that's normally what I do when I stamp anything. When I'm stamping with an acrylic block, with anything, I kind of really press down there just because I'm trying to make sure I get a good impression. So I do it with my other stamp tool as well. It's just a habit. But I do try to catch myself as the video goes on so that I don't do so much of that. So this stamped really nicely. I mean, I did do some pressure there, but I wasn't really doing anything, really like intense. So it was a really beautifully stamped image, very easy, very, very nice. And again, just a really nice way to have another tool for using rubber stamps. So one of the things that's really amazing about this platform is that it can stamp any size paper. So it's open on two of the edges there. So you can take, and right here I've got a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. You can stick any paper in there and you'll still have, your two free edges, but you could stamp literally all over the page. If you had a scrapbook layout that you were doing and you needed to get anywhere on the page, you could do that, line your stamps up, position them where you want. So that's actually really nice. So I do like that a lot about this tool. The other one that I have doesn't do that. It's all enclosed, and if you try to stamp outside of that, you're going to bend your paper. So this is a large Simon Says stamp, 6x6 Simon Says stamp background stamp that I have here, and I did this on purpose because I wanted to do a fair review where it's a giant stamp, and I'm actually going to use some Versamark ink and do some embossing with it because I feel like that'll give you sort of the worst case scenario, giant stamp, using Versamark ink, and then trying to emboss it. I think that that's probably one of the most difficult stamping scenarios that you would have if stamping is difficult. So that's what I'm doing here. It's not something that I do, honestly. I don't do a lot of background stamps. Every so often I do. So I thought this just would give you the best idea. So I'm speeding through this now because I stamped this several times. I stamped it at least 3 times. And I was looking at it and I couldn't really see the image. And I know it's on pattern paper, but I could tell that it wasn't stamped all the way. So I did another coating of ink, and then I did like the full-on hardcore intense pressing there. And then I'll come back and show you that in a little bit. So now I'm using it with some clear stamps, and I'm just using it like I would use my regular platform, putting my stamps on, and then I'm going to ink them up. And I'm going to use black ink for this, just so you can see the impression clearly. And I'm actually stamping this on Neenah's Solar White cardstock, and that's exactly what I used in the first image with the first rubber stamp that I used. It was Neenah's Solar White cardstock, and the paper that I used was just scrapbook paper. So for the background stamp, so I'm just gonna stamp this with some regular Memento ink here, and I put sending and hugs on there because I'm actually probably going to use these pieces that I stamped for a card later. No point in them going to waste. So now, this one I was careful to just bring it straight down so that I wouldn't overdo anything. And then I had a little bit at the bottom that wasn't stamped, so then I just pressed it just like you normally would. I mean, to me, this isn't outrageous. This isn't something that I don't see with a lot of stamping tools, a lot of blocks. It just happens. Sometimes you don't get a good impression, which is the whole reason that these are so popular. You can stamp and restamp. So that one did really well, and I didn't have any issues at all doing that, and even doing like an easier press. That is a seasoned stamp though, it's not a brand new one. So I expected the image to be very easy to work with. And as you can see there, the platform, you can just wipe it off with no effort. So now this is the embossed image that I did earlier. And I used white powder, and you can see that I didn't get a clean impression. There are spaces where it's not all done, where even the embossing powder was kind of splotchy. So to be fair, I wanted to go in and try it with, since that was my worst case scenario, I wanted to go in and try it with a different background stamp with regular ink, and this time on a piece of cardstock. This is also a piece of Neenah's Solar White, and I did do like a serious press there, and as you can see, it still has some spaces missing. So I think you could get it if you really like did like some intense pressing there, but again, it's just to be fair to the review. Outside of that, I didn't have any issues with using the platform. My other images stamped beautifully, and I'm actually really happy to have this. The price point in this was $30. It's regularly $40, but I caught it on sale. So I'm very happy to have another backup stamping platform that allows me to do some things that are a little bit different. By having like the two sides open, it means that I can stamp a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to stamp again with my smaller platform. So I'm very happy with it. And again, I don't stamp background images that much, so it's not a deal breaker for me. But if you're someone who's really, really doing a lot of big stamps like that, then you may want to, see if there's some other options for you. I will say, even when I was pressing on it though, it's very, very sturdy. Like the lid, the top of it is very, very thick. So I wasn't afraid at all that I was gonna like press too hard and crack it or anything, which I'm gonna be honest with the my other platform, it's not that it's flimsy, but it is like a thinner acrylic sheet. And so that one, I wouldn't really press as hard as I would on this one, just for fear of it might give way and then now I've destroyed my platform. This one, not worried about that at all. So if you can get one, I definitely suggest getting one. The price is nice. The price is nice. Rhymes. And again, it's really well made. I like it a lot, and I'm sure I'll be using it as my go-to platform because it covers clear stamps and rubber stamps, and there are less pieces. So even with my other platform that I have, it has the insert that goes in it to make it work for rubber stamps, whereas this one, you just turn the lid around, that's it. You don't have to do anything else, so everything is just sort of built in there. So I do like that. That's all I have for today. If you like this video, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and next time I'll be back with some more crafty tools for you guys, reviews, unboxing. If there's anything that you'd like to see, please leave me a comment down below and I will do my best to work on that. I do have some reviews of other things that are sort of in like a backlog that I'm trying to get to, so hopefully if there's anything in there that you're waiting for, I'll get those up and done soon. That's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.